Hey. What's up?
Happy Friday.
That's all she's got to say, people. So, hello, Patricia, Donna, and Karen. How's everyone doing? Laura, happy Friday. Yes, whoop-de-doo. John McGinnis, how's it going, man? Teresa, um, Deb, how are you? Dana, how's it going? So, having a lot of issues. So the glasses are staying on for a while. A lot of neurological issues that are starting to really pee me off, but they're getting worse, and I'm hoping they get better soon. But I'm having a lot of issues, but I will fight through it because tough times. What's the saying? Tough times don't last. Tough people do. You heard that from me. Put that on the T-shirt. Jersey Paranormal copyright. Hello, Judy. Kay, Christine, how are you? Kathy, how's it going? Nicole, I'm waiting for you to pay for that Jawan event there. You're the last one. The last one I'm waiting for. Don't make me come to your house, Nicole. You know what I'm capable of.
He loves to put people on the spot, Nicole.
Anyway, I got to thank you guys first before we start anything. We had referenced that Jawan event at Camp Evans one night. Oh, you paid about an hour ago? All right, I'm not coming to your house, but I need to check that before I take your word for it, Nikki. But we referenced the event here.
Hi, Kathy.
And
Christopher.
And then we officially announced it yesterday or the day before, and it sold out in a day. I mean, we couldn't ask for anything better than that. It was just, everybody kind of reached out, and before I knew it, we had all the spots taken, and it was like we could have rolled over into another night. He's going to come in Friday morning, and from what I hear, leaves Saturday morning. So he's going to be turning and burning. So wow. It's a one-day thing. I think he's doing something somewhere else on Saturday. So it's going to be us on Friday and then doing. So it's pretty cool that we even got him. We like I said, we were talking back and forth. Finally able to work it out. Then it was just a matter of where. The initial plan was for the mine the day before the Steve Gonzalez event. And then once that date wasn't good, Camp Evans. The places that we support them the best we can. And Camp Evans, we've always had good times there and good experiences, and they were thrilled to have Juwan there. So
I think the logistics to go to the mine for him to turn and burn would have been a little bit harder.
a little bit, but not a whole lot. Hey, John. But again, we're thrilled because it'll be our kind of first time being able to see what he does on a quote unquote ghost hunt. Getting to hang out with him one on one. We got to do that a little bit at the expo, and then the after party. So it'll be cool for you guys to be able to do that as well. And again, it makes me feel good, us feel good to be able to bring that to you guys as well. So I know a lot of you are coming, and that's really cool because we're all going to enjoy that one together. And another thing too, again, I got to give you guys credit because we literally mentioned Waynesboro in December, and the Hoover House is completely booked out for the weekend, which is awesome. Thank you guys, because that helps our good friends Pam and Steve and their business, of course. And we should be getting the cobblestone discount. What did you say? August, mid-August ish.
Right after the July event, the bash. She has to wait until the beginning of August so that she can go to the hotel and get them to do the discount.
But yeah, we limited it to a certain amount every night, and we're down to like 7 left per night. I mean, it's really cool how quickly they're going too. And again, this is December, and we just literally mentioned that. So you guys, again, thank you guys for stepping up and for coming out and enjoying it. That's what it's all about. Just come and have a good time and hang out with us. And the weather is as good as it was last year, which you can't always count on, of course. We had such a good time. We were literally like the whole way home, like what a great time we had. You know, even though people don't know the difference between a camel and a reindeer, it won't ruin your Christmas. It won't. Trust me. Just don't count on Chris to tell you what things are out there in the festival.
I told them there were real reindeers there. Nobody believed me, and then I took them over there to see that they had real reindeers.
John McGinnis, Frank's Pizza. You're welcome. You will not onions and peppers. You will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out a routine schedule for this because I know we just kind of pop on. You know,
it's kind of been hard lately.
It was a sob story. Understand?
I didn't.
John doesn't have sob stories or excuses.
Give me a break.
That's one thing John doesn't have. John doesn't have that. John doesn't say it's been hard lately.
I feel like I'm in a South Park episode.
I don't understand. What's the joke there? They do that? How many South Park episodes have you actually seen?
Quite a few.
I highly doubt that.
I just don't memorize them all like you do.
Okay. Anyway. I can't see any of the comments, so you're going to have to say hi to people. My eyes really blowing.
John and Lisa.
So I was saying about creating a schedule. Ideally, when the Creeper Gallery is not involved, which we're probably going to be going there more frequently, instead of every other week, it'll be every week for a little while until we kind of catch up with all the stuff that Donna has coming in. So on a Creeper Gallery week, it will be probably Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, which is when we'll do the live streams here.
Okay.
You know, because Sunday we're usually resting from whatever Saturday event we had. Monday we'll go over everything. And again, interviews. Chip Coffee is going to be coming up doing another interview with us again, hopefully soon. I got to lock him into a date. And I will get around to getting more people on because Lord knows if John don't do it, say it with me, it don't get done. Thank you.
There's some shit that gets done.
I mean, if you want flowers, then here's your person. New Jersey Paranormal, not so much. I'm ready every night, whether you're a scout. Yeah, we appreciate just popping on and getting 40 people watching.
So
You're, well, you're moving around or something that you're
no,
getting all
I'm
pixelated
still.
there.
I'm
You were
fading.
fine until
Well,
just a second ago. Then
I'm
you
off
moved or
making
something.
flowers. This is my
It's
doppelganger.
like Back to the Future. You're going to disappear.
So somebody posted something that kind of had me thinking that I kind of wanted to bring up with you, and we haven't talked about it yet.
Hold on. What's today's date? Do you know?
27, something like that.
Let's say
28.
the 28th. June 28th, 2024. Chris brought up a subject for us to start with. Mark it down, people. We're going to celebrate this one every year.
I don't
Mark
know
it
why
down.
this guy is living and breathing. I don't. I just
Go ahead.
don't.
I'm waiting with bated breath.
I'm so glad you are.
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to wait a little longer. Maybe you'll pass out.
Go ahead.
But anyways, somebody had proposed this idea that if you go to a location long enough and investigate it, maybe you leave your energy behind and create kind of a doppelganger type thing where you're actually haunting it, a living haunting. What do you think of that concept?
That's what you got.
I'm not, you know what? I'm going to push you out of that rocket in a minute. So anyways, I just kind of thought that this was a unique perspective at looking at something different that's never been brought up before. How is it that someone living, because we talk about energy. Let's go down this road. Okay?
Yeah.
All in the idea of something new and different, and that you have to have open discussions to see where this goes. But the bottom line is everything is energy. It's all about energy. When we pass the energy that's haunting and whatever, that's assumed that's happening. Do you think it's possible that we can leave because we can create poltergeist activity? Do you think it's possible that a living human being can leave a bit of their essence behind that creates a kind of haunting?
A living person.
Yes.
No,
Why not?
I don't believe it works that way.
Why not?
You asked my opinion.
I
just
am,
told
but
you
I'm asking you to go a little bit further.
because you're still in the physical form.
Mhm.
That's where all your energy is present. We can't exude or expel our energy as living physical beings. Spirits can do that in theory because there's no physical body. They just exist as a transformed energy. We are physical beings.
Well, I guess
We can't do that.
the premises is if a spirit can be in multiple places at once.
Spirit.
Right. Why can't it be possible that our energy might divide or be left behind by something deeper, like some kind of tragedy or some kind of and create? Because the person was saying the possibility of maybe that's what causes doppelgangers.
I think doppelgangers are something different.
I
What
do too,
Nikki
but
is
it was
talking about
unique.
is the same but a little different theory. And what Nikki's saying, if there's a lot of trauma, abuse, neglect,
Like when you
all
walk
that
into a
stuff.
room after a couple have argued
Yeah.
or someone's argued and you feel the tension in
And
the
that's
air.
more like stone
So it's kind of
tape-ish,
right,
like it
but it's
attaches
kind
to
of
the.
like, and again, it's not maybe a long period of time, but maybe a temporary moment or whatever. But that was a unique kind of twist on a thought of whether
See,
or not
I
that's
don't
possible.
see. To me, I don't know. I don't believe in that. I believe what if you're talking about the energy in a building, and let's say I don't. I've never walked into a room after an argument and gone, "Oh my God, this room feels dark," or "The energy is heavy here." No, it's uncomfortable, especially if you knew the argument
I agree.
happened and you witnessed it. But I've never walked into a room unknowingly that an argument or a fight just happened in and gone, "Oh my, there's something different about this." Never happened. Never.
Have you ever walked into a place where you just felt really welcomed and warm and just
Yeah, but now you're talking about
all
spirit
good?
energy. You're not talking. You're not talking about the energy of the people that are there. I don't think. I don't think it works that way. Me personally,
Okay.
I could be wrong.
I'm just
I doubt it,
curious.
but I could be.
Again, I like the where Nikki went with this. I like the thought process there, that there can be residuals of energy that you leave behind momentarily, like the bad, like the argument, the tension. I think even good feelings, really good feelings, positive feelings. I believe in that. I believe in that wholeheartedly. I don't know if I believe in that it creates doppelgangers or that you can leave behind an essence of yourself that haunts. I don't necessarily believe that either. But it kind of opens the door of the discussion of, if we are energy based, is it possible that we leave a little bit of our energy behind when it's something that's exaggerated or extreme, whether it be good
As
or bad?
living beings, I don't think that that's the case, but that's me. Because again, it makes sense if we had quote unquote transitioned and we were just energy based beings at that point without a physical form, then energy can move freely and exist, I guess, in more than one place. But we're trapped in a physical body. All of our energy, everything that exists is here. As far as, again, my opinion. But that's another thing. Again, it just reminds me of an episode of Kindred Spirits. By the way, our episode aired yesterday. And John McGinnis, were you the one who sent me the pictures that you were watching? Was it Brian Raleigh?
Brian.
Brian, yeah. Brian Raleigh sent me the pictures. He's like, guess what I'm watching? And they had done an episode where they created the haunting by making up a spirit and speaking to it and giving it energy and seeing if that spirit was then noticed by others who came after them or whatever. And they said that this has happened before. They said that their theory was some paranormal groups actually do this by going into a building and saying the spirit of Harry's here, and Harry was an evil caretaker who, haunted this place and hurt children or whatever. That if enough people repeat that and give that energy, that you are sort of manifesting that by. Now that's a really, really interesting theory. I'm not going to lie. It really, really is an interesting theory, but I would think more in the lines of, if you're putting that out there, you're putting that out there, you're putting that out there. I think it's more in line with tapping into a frequency where that energy exists, almost like you're almost calling upon that kind of spirit by repeating and reiterating this is who you're talking about. And if there's anyone
creating
around,
a stronger connection because so many are.
That's what I believe. I think if there's anyone around who's, John Zappa, so he says spirit attracts spirit. I think if there's anyone who's capable of connecting, here's that, they're coming.
Oh.
I've seen too many buildings where I feel like I've interacted with spirits that always haven't been there every time I've been there before. And the Innskeep was a prime example of that.
Oh, we got somebody completely different upstairs. Two people that we've never gotten.
But before. I like that because that makes me believe it's more possible that there are passers-by, or there are some that people won't have anything to do with you.
Or certain people trigger them.
Or they're just like, for the first 5-6 times, they're like, no, you go talk to them. I want nothing to do with them. And then maybe the 8th time, they're like, okay, they're here. Let's see what they do. You know what I mean? But it's a really interesting theory to think that you could manifest something by infusing it with the energy of belief that this thing does exist. I think that's an interesting concept, but I don't think it really works that way. That, again, these are just my opinions. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I've never tried that experiment. I just thought it was an interesting
perspective to take. Just kind of like when Kalani came out with the perspective of maybe we're talking to somebody in the future and not the past. When he did
that's entirely possible as well.
So that it was a uniquely different perspective that I hadn't heard before. And it was just a curiosity of, no, do I believe that it creates doppelgangers? But
see, a doppelganger is a totally different thing.
I agree with you.
You're talking about
I agree with you.
Either someone mimicking a version of you or another version of you.
Well, that's what somebody was saying, that maybe that's what created it. But
I don't believe in those at all. I think that's horseshit.
But I really made me think about the fact is just like Nikki pointed out, is that the energy that is left behind from tension, anger,
Francis,
whatever. Maybe in a moment we do leave a bit of essence of ourselves behind.
Again, not impossible. I think it's possible,
especially
likely.
With trauma or something really good happening. I mean, like we're talking an extreme trauma or extreme.
See, but my opinion on that is, okay, again, it's the same thing with how does energy mix with energy. you move into a house where people were abused, they fought all the time. You may move in there and feel nothing.
Correct.
Yet, like you said, the next family after that may have a tiny bit of abuse going on. Maybe not as bad, but it could trigger that energy
Yeah.
if it existed within the building.
Kind of
But,
like what happened in Frenchtown when we were doing that bed and breakfast.
yeah, but I think those people were dead. I think they were spirits. That's
They
what
were.
I'm attributing that to.
No, but what I'm saying is
I don't
that
think living people left that
none
energy.
of that one top room on the third floor of this bed and breakfast that's no longer there in Frenchtown. The top floor was very peaceful and it was very inviting. But when I went up to do the investigation on my own, I lost time and they found me and I was affected for 3 days very drastically. And it turns out that I had a connection to the woman that had passed away there. And that's what created what happened. There was a trigger for the two of us because we shared a trauma. And that's what I think you're talking about, right? What might bring out a spirit to affect someone or to communicate. Rips in time.
Again, John, that's entirely possible as well. That's the beauty of
Hi,
the,
Francis.
the paranormal is that nobody knows for sure. It could be all the above or none of the above.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That it's all theory based, you know, opinions on how spirit exists and why. And again, I think it's a fascinating concept in that can you create a spirit or an energy? Can you?
Poltergeist, right?
No, poltergeist is different. Poltergeist is an active spirit that's caused by, in theory, you know, young women, their energy, their angst, their whatever. They kind of feed whatever.
Right.
I think that's a living spirit, or it is a spirit who's just drawn to those people for those reasons.
Like chaos.
We were talking to Judy Kay one time. We had done a cable access show, and I think she was on here, and we repeated it, and we were talking about why some spirits would go to children, like knowing that you're going to scare the you know what out of them. So they say children talk to spirits because they're open, their mind hasn't been whatever
Programmed.
yeah, and but if you're a spirit, would you knowingly, if you're trying to communicate with someone or reach someone, would you go to a child knowing you're going to scare the crap out of the kid, or the kid is going to be traumatized or whatever? And Judy, the way she described it to us was that they're kind of like looking for a beacon, and they don't know. This is the way she described it. They don't know what. It's almost like Monsters Inc. when they open that door, and they don't know like what house they're going into. She described it as they're kind of picking up on beacon for people that are sensitive to them, and that's who they go to. They don't know it's a child until they get there. They're just trying to interact with whoever they can that is open to seeing them and hearing them. I can believe that a little bit too. But again, these are interesting. I would never test that kind of theory because, how do you do that? Do you go into a building and say, just like they did, we're going to create this spirit named Henry. Henry was, you know what I mean? And then, okay, we're going to talk to Henry. Even though we know Henry's not here, we're going to create Henry. I think in that case, you're channeling. You're not.
You're not creating.
You're not creating.
You're just bringing it in because you're specific.
Hey, Celine, how are you?
Hey, Celine.
Again, channeling is something that I don't believe people can channel. I really don't. And I know people that say they can do it. I don't believe they can. That's my opinion. And again, that is all it is. I think most mediums that I've met and I've spoken to, even the good ones who I think are legit, will tell you that they receive like images, right? And like
images,
words or whatever. They never say that the spirit basically, all right, take over my body now and talk through me. Horse shit. I'm sorry.
But I do have to
Horse
listen.
Shit.
I have to say, I'm not too sure what I feel on that myself, but very first time I ever saw that, it was with Jane Doherty. And what happened, I defy anyone saying that it didn't happen. Something happened. Can I explain it? Do I understand it? It scared the bejeebies out of me. I didn't know what to do. And everything that led up that we put to prove that something was happening and was coming really did happen. So the reactions and what was happening were very much, and the atmosphere got changed when things changed with her. So I do think you can make your smarky face and whatever, but I can't explain what happened. I don't know if it was channeling. I don't know if the spirit was just there and did what it did, but something happened and it was real. Why are you looking like that? I was there.
Sure.
You weren't.
And tomorrow we're gonna have Elvis come.
I don't. But
visit.
you can mock it, but you weren't there. I know what I saw.
It's horseshit.
I know what I felt.
I watched this,
and I
one
was afraid. I was afraid. I didn't know if I should stop her, if I could disturb her when she was in the middle of that state that she was in. It was terrifying, and her voice changed in a way I've never heard before. Never. I don't care. Make your faces. I'm just telling you what I experienced and what I saw.
And
I don't ever want to see somebody channel ever again.
Anyway, I've seen mediums on YouTube channel Michael Jackson.
Oh, that's that.
Now that, but that's not real.
No, because you can tell it was
okay.
John, I'm just telling you where I was sitting and what was happening with her. What was something out of anything that I can explain or even say that it was, when someone's being hooky, when something doesn't feel legit.
No, because I've seen things that I thought I couldn't explain that were very explainable by others or.
Well, I was there and I saw what happened and I just can't, I can't explain it. I can't explain it.
That's why you don't get t-shirts, action figures, and mugs. Let's be honest. I can.
The Paranormal Savior is up for
adoption.
adoption.
Want me to get the hat? The hat's over there. I'll show
Please
you.
contact me.
I'll show you.
At New Jersey Paranormal.
Sorry. Channeling, no way.
Yahoo.
No way.
Whatever way.
No way. Sorry.
And you can have them for free.
I will tell you the things that I definitely don't believe in, even though I've been around them and I've seen them. Table tipping. Sorry, Pam, and the rest of you guys, if you're watching.
I know you don't.
Nope. Way too easy to manipulate. Way too easy to manipulate. So I've seen it at least 4 times. And every time I've seen it, it made me believe it even less, to be honest with
It's
you.
true.
So I'll be around it, and you want to do it for a party game and whatever. But sorry. And, here's the problem with any. I have more respect for the mediums that have been around for a very long time.
Hey, Gina.
The older mediums like Jane, like Chip, others, because they didn't have social media to fall back on. There was none of that. They couldn't. If they were going to your house to do a reading on you or you were coming to them, there was nothing for them to look up. They didn't have Ancestry. They didn't have Google. They had none of that. So at least if they pulled out some stuff out of nowhere, names or whatever, there was more legitimacy to that. Nowadays, like these TV shows where there's celebrities are on there and these mediums are reading them, it's like, come on, man. Are we kidding here?
They always say that somebody plants somebody in the audience.
Not even plant.
They get information.
All that information is, you give someone 20 minutes, they could find out enough about you to do a cold reading and make you believe that what they're saying is legit. Sorry. We're not talking about fakes. I'm just saying that it's much easier now to be a medium than the old school mediums. Like I said, like Jane, Chip Coffey,
Didn't have
Judy
access to
Kay.
social media.
They were doing it back then when there was no computers, no social media, nothing. Now that if you hit on stuff and coming from that era and those days, all right, I'll give you that. But now, sorry, too easy, too easy. 20 minutes, and if you're younger, you can access that stuff like now, man, like that. You know,
Well, even
I don't think I would ever
well,
go to a
even
medium.
Ancestry.com.
And I would never let a friend read me. This is another thing that people do in the field that drives me, pardon my French, effing nuts.
It does.
If you're going to have your friend read you, why? Why? Especially if you've gone for multiple readings and you've sat and you've shared things with these people, personal things, and you've connected with them. You don't think these people are just boom, 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 story, just so that 2 sessions from now, hey, look what I know.
The logic behind that.
Never would I let a friend read me. Never. Sorry, never.
You don't let anybody read you. Who you?
I would let a total stranger do it. If some Chip did it without me wanting.
Well, that's
to.
different. But you would never sit down and giving what you wanted. Yeah, that's exactly it, Selena.
And that's what their job is, Celine. The legit ones, okay, they give you actual messages if you believe in mediums. I've seen a few that could really do that. I admit it. Majority, like you said, their whole job is try to make you feel better, give you a message from beyond, from whoever, to make you, oh, they love you, they're in a better place now. I would want to hear that. Who wouldn't want to hear that? But if I went to a medium, any medium, I would say, let's say Deb's never had a reading. And I did this to my nephew because I lost my sister in February. He lost his mom, and he was talking about going to a medium. And this woman knew him and knew his family. And I said, if you go to her, you say, tell me something about my mom that only her and I would know. That's the first thing out of your mouth. And if she could do that, here's my money. Great, you're legit. But letting friends read you and going to them over and over, I'm sorry. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But for me, you got these people they're schooled at absorbing information and using little tidbits.
And they have access to Ancestry.com.
Yeah, but I'm talking about friends. These are people you have personal conversations with.
But I'm talking about psychics and in general, mediums, whatever. When you go for your reading and stuff, if they usually say, send me a picture or I have your name and everything's like, they can look all this stuff up. All this stuff. All of it.
Well,
your history of your family,
nowadays, they can look it up on the way to drive to your house to go to read you. They could definitely pull out 1 or 2 tidbits that'll make you go, holy crap. Yeah, I did have a Uncle Donald.
When my daughter passed away, I can't even tell you guys how many psychic mediums reached out to me that told me that my daughter had a message. And I was disgusted because to me, that is trying to go after someone in a very vulnerable position. And the thing is, my thing is that why would she reach out to people I don't even know? It just to me, it just doesn't figure in at all.
No, again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're all fake because I've run into enough of them.
We both have.
Not a whole lot, not as many as I've met, but I've met enough of them to know that there are things I can't explain. There are things in this world we will never understand.
So Donna flies in from Montana to do ghost hunts with us.
Left turn. Let's see. GPS re-navigate. Let's try to get back on the highway. Okay, rerouting.
Boom. Are you there yet?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Laura says when she was 25, a psychic told her that she was going to hit the lottery and living in Montana raising goats.
I'm going to let that just sit there. Let it sit there for a while.
Do they even raise goats in Montana? Is it more
Did
like
you hear?
horses
Did
and
anybody hear the
cattle?
car screech to a halt, or
That's
was
just
that
you in
just
your
in my
head.
head?
That's in your head. That's you.
Heaven help me, boy. We're going good. We're on a subject, and squirrel. There it goes. See, she started out so good. I knew she couldn't maintain it. I knew it. I know her way too well. Way too well.
As I do you so.
Uh-huh. So let's talk about another subject. If you had the choice, all of you out there, and I'll ask this one and try to keep her focus on something other than Laura
Goats?
and Montana. Um, would you rather go to a location that is very well known, that has been investigated a million times by a million people? Um, lots of people died there, tragedy, the whole spiel, or go to a new location where maybe a few people died, but no one's ever been in there before. You're the first. Which would you prefer?
No.
You say new.
No.
Even if it's like a haunted castle in Ireland.
Well, I want to go to a castle anyways.
So you change your answer.
But that's just because I just want to go to a castle. I don't care if it's
Well, that's
haunted or
included
not.
in the conversation.
That's not fair. I just want to go to a castle. But I would like to go to a new place because I don't like when you're giving the parameters of what's haunting and what people are saying about the place and already know, or they've already set the stage. I kind of like I prefer to go to somewhere new, somewhere untread to speak to the spirits.
Well, that's a tough one for me because now I mentioned a castle. I'd like to go to a castle.
I want to go to a castle.
Because if you gave me the choice, where if you said to me, go to that castle where people were in the dungeon and whatever, or go to, but the new places, my vote is well known,
over investigated.
Well, here's what we've been to enough new places to know that on some occasions, and this isn't everyone all the time, they're just waiting for you to talk to them. They really are. And it's so weird to kind of see what that's like for them and for us. I mean, even Creeper Gallery, every week or 2 weeks is a new object, a new person that we're talking to. Same type of thing.
Yeah.
You reset, you approach it as a new building, new person, new attitude. But in some of these buildings, and I remember Liberty Hall, when we first went into Liberty Hall, I don't know how many years ago that was, but we met with a few of the people there, the director and one of the other staff members who are really good people who we've known forever now. And they were telling us about walking into the building and hearing conversations when they knew nobody was in there.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody saw a shadow figure come out of a mirror. And again, who had been in there to actually talk to these people? Yet they existed. They were there. To me, doing what we do, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If they're there, either you yourself, I'm saying if there's nothing malicious, if you're getting pushed and scratched and things are getting thrown across the building, yeah, don't interact with them. Try not to engage with them. But if you're just hearing conversation, it won't hurt to just walk in every morning and say, "Good morning, everyone."
I agree.
"Good evening, everyone." Introduce yourself. "Hey, maybe you heard my name on different tours. I'm new here, or I've been here a while. My name is John. I work here. And if you're here, I hear you talking. I don't mean to interrupt you. I would love to talk with you and interact with you." And I put a recorder down and just leave it on the floor, walk around, do whatever I'm doing for a little while, and come back to that recorder and listen, see if they're openly responding to me. Because believe it or not, that's what they want. Some of them want that. Some of them have been waiting for that. just to be acknowledged, or some of them are doing things to be noticed.
Yeah.
You know,
And
that conversation, things moving, shadow figures, seeing things out of the mirror. They want to be acknowledged. And yet, all these people pass through Stony Hill Mine. You know how many people go through that mine in a week? Those tours are what, 40 people?
Thousands.
School kids?
Yeah.
And there's
Not just
multiple
school
tours
kids,
a day?
There's tours that come in, big company tours that come in.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking a week,
crazy.
if I had to guess, and this is just a guess, 80 a day, 6 days a week, 500 people a week. That's a guess. I may be way off by that one. Guess how many are talking to the spirits that are in that mine? Whoop. That many. So, yes, the tour guides may go in there to lock the building up at night and hear things. And then they've told us this. They don't talk to them. They're kind of like, whoa, we don't know what's going to happen. When we went in there, we were thrilled, man. We walked to the back of the mine, never been to mine before in my whole entire life. It was me, Chris, Tiny, Kenny. We're in that area, what we call the Zoolander, by the waterbed. And
Hi, David.
All of a sudden, we're hearing voices. And we literally couldn't stop telling each other to shush. Every time we started talking, shh, 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 shh. Because there was footsteps, there was voices, and there was whistling. And we're like, hey, did you hear? Shh, did you? Oh, shh. We kept doing that because it was like, and we're looking at each other like puppets with the mouth open. We're like,
oh my God, you and Kenny got your jackets tugged. They were both on opposite sides. John was in by
hey,
the cave
Swan, how are you?
section, and Kenny was up in the actual tunnel itself. And both of them at the same time reacted, and they both said at the same time, I just got my jacket tugged. And because it was in the wintertime when we were there, and it was crazy.
Hey, NW.
And they were freaking out, both of them. I still remember that. That was a crazy.
Swan is new to the channel. Don't expect too much during these. These are just conversations that we have every once or twice a week. We do live investigations of haunted objects once a week or every other week. So stick with it. We do some interviews every now and then, but this is just kind of a community conversation that we do.
Should we talk about the Creeper Gallery, the two items that we investigated?
She's on a roll. June 28th, 2024.
We investigated the shaving mirror. Now that one was cool. And you know why? What you guys didn't know is
David's new here. Welcome, David.
Nice. And in the background, before we started the investigation, there was an etching on the back, and I didn't realize it's on the front too. And it looked like a C. And then so I reached out to Donna. I said, is this a C? I want to get this right, before we try to come in. She goes, no, it's flipped up. So flip it over. You'll see it's a D. But in the front of it, it's still, you couldn't move it. It was just, it's on the front of the, where it holds the cream. And it looks like a C. So John actually asked, what letter is it? And it said in a male voice, very strong, D. And it was like mind blowing, just because we were going back and forth with Donna about it, and it reiterated.
Since she moved into that building, now we're talking about the Creeper Gallery. The Creeper Gallery is a store in New Hope, Pennsylvania, that we've known the owner for 6-7 years now. She sells haunted objects. She acquires them. She sells them. We investigate them. We've been doing it for years now, for those of you who don't know. Every object is different. They all have different backstories. They all have different attachments. They all have different spirits or energy attached or connected to them. We go in and just try to find out more about them or just connect with them. That's what we do. What she's talking about, they're an easier, we talk about this all the time. When the spirits give you interaction, there's nothing better when to doing what we do. It's like auto drive. You just take your hands off the wheel and the car goes. That was a rough night because you're moving and I'm watching her move and she's literally going to be fading out any minute. Oh. That was a weird night because the initial interaction just wasn't as strong as it had been in weeks prior with the equipment. And here's the thing: we don't lie to you guys at all. There are people upstairs. EVPs are near impossible,
Yeah.
and we would never tell you any different. We're going to try every now and then when we hit a quiet time. It'll be real quick, rapid fire to try to get a voice, but that's a really important tool to have in your toolbox, EVPs. And when you don't have it, you're kind of trying a lot of different methods and ways to try to interact and document and validate any kind of communication. So um, it wasn't easy that night. The shaving kit,
Yeah.
again, the initial thing was kind of cool. My favorite thing, though, and I posted, watching my cooking. Don't get me hungry, David. I have pizza. I'm gonna have pizza on the brain. I have craving for pizza.
You do.
But anyway,
Never been to Bun Ratty.
Anyway, the second object, which was
The tea cover.
yes,
Tea cozy.
I put that clip up because that fat ass was as clear as day. Clear as day through the spirit box. Now, if you were watching, you'll know there wasn't a heck of a lot coming through that spirit box either. That's what I mean. We didn't have a whole lot of interaction with a lot of different things like we normally do. The bell wasn't going off much.
No.
The domes weren't going off much. Tripwires were a little bit here and there, but there wasn't a whole lot of energy connected to those objects. But she comes walking by because she had to get the what you had to get for me?
Cords?
The cord for me because of my audio cord, or
Yep.
was it that for the recorder? And just as she went walking by and she handed me the cord, spirit box, clear as day, fat ass, and
Not nice.
it was so freaking funny. And when I found that and I clipped it, I laughed all over again because it was just like so clear. Those two words.
Yeah, but let me stop you right there. Posting a spirit farting and implies that it was me. Posting a spirit calling me a fat ass. Where are the posts with him?
What?
Exactly what?
It didn't call me a fat ass. It called you the fat ass. I post when, idiot. I've been called idiot a bunch of times. Do you prefer trying to get an EVPs are the most purest kind of evidence that you, if the conditions are permittable, is that a word? Is that the right word? If you're in an environment where you know the EVPs aren't contaminated by people walking outside, cars going by, other people being in the building that you can't account for, if you get a true EVP of a voice answering a question, there's nothing better than that. Spirit box is very subjective because it is coming through a radio. We all know that. But yes, I have gotten real responses, real answers to real questions on spirit box as well. I think they can manipulate everything. I've got a new thing that I'm going to try at the Creeper Gallery. You guys are going to want to watch Tuesday. I found this purely by accident, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I was using it in my lab. And it was something just I happened upon. And it works. I've tested it with, you'll see it on Tuesday. I don't want to give it away because let them watch it. But when I use this thing, I'm going to demonstrate how it works. And then if it works during the course of the investigation at the Creeper Gallery, it will blow your mind. It will blow your mind. And I think everyone out there is going to be using this thing everywhere after this. Too. I really do. I mean, I was like, there's no way this is this easy. See, people talk about gadgets and equipment and all that. Technology is going to help us a lot in this field. AI, all that stuff is going to help us. So I don't want to get too far into the rabbit hole and talk about it. I want to show you guys what this is that I'm going to be using. If it works, it will blow your mind. I guarantee you. There are no false positives in this thing that I've seen. Just like, any piece of equipment, SLS camera, could give you false positives from time to time. If you use it, you know that. This thing, I've tested it in different areas at different times. I've seen not one false positive. So I don't want to give it away, but watch Tuesday night at the Creeper Gallery. I'm going to try it. And it may not, if it yields nothing, that's fine too, because it's not supposed to yield something every time. This will give us, I sound like this is very Zach Baggany. This will give us a documented proof that there is somebody standing in that area. Keep that in mind for Tuesday. You're going to want to watch, because even if it doesn't work, you're going to know how it works. And you're going to know if it ever does, even if we use it in buildings, which we will when we're doing our events, because I have it now on, I don't want to go too far into it, but we're going to use it in events. We're going to use it on live streams. And this thing, I guarantee you, everybody is going to be using this thing after they see it on Tuesday. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. This is like tripwire. This is like SLS camera, spirit box.
Oh, yeah.
This is that kind of thing. Guarantee you. And you know me. I've used a lot of different things, and
it takes a lot to impress him.
Some are subjective, and some, I will tell you, are hit and miss. This thing, I was messing with it again today, and my mouth was open. I was just like, this thing works, and it's so simple. It's so simple. So
are you going to act like you're possessed if it doesn't work like that?
Yes, I will. John McGinnis, that's the plan. No, the plan is for it to work and then get possessed. Then I'll go viral, and I'll be on everything, because you'll know something was there, and then you're leading more and more out of the frame.
I am not. I'm here. It doesn't make a difference. I'm dissipating. I'm going away. I'm fading.
Well, maybe that's not a bad
I'm becoming a spirit myself. I don't know what to say.
Move your hair.
It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, that made it better.
Did it?
It was the hair.
Good. Let's disappear again.
Do you see what I deal with, people? Do you see? Do you see? I'm coming up with new and innovative ways to investigate, and cousin it over here is blocking out my green screen.
There, disappear.
I try, people. I really do try for you. I really do try for you. I mean, there's only so much magic I can work. And look, she's doing it again. She's half disappearing.
Magic? Look, see? Still dotty.
You guys still to do the Halloween group I don't know what that means. Halloween group investigations. We're doing a lot of them. Before we go, we're at 54 minutes, and I want to watch another live stream. So, before we go, the events are selling. Somebody mentioned the Halloween events. The September, October, November, now December events are selling. And if you want to join us, see, I'll post a, updated list. September 7th still has 7 tickets available. John Zaffis and his haunted objects. I mean, he's bringing 4 new haunted objects that day to Camp Evans. That is, again, I don't know what he's bringing. We don't know what's going to be there. We're going to investigate him cold. That alone is worth you guys coming out, investigating the objects, and then the building again. September 7th is really the one that has the most tickets available. Everything else is down to like 6 or 5 or less. So look at the list. Email newjerseyparanormal@yahoo.com. You have to spell out New Jersey Paranormal and make sure it's us and not anybody else. New Jersey Paranormal, that's it. 3 words. There's nothing after New Jersey Paranormal except @yahoo.com. Tell me what date. Tell me how many tickets you want, and we'll make sure you guys are good to go. What?
We call him the paranormal savior. So I'm it, and he's that.
David, you haven't been watching. We've been together since she was 25 and I was 24. So we've known each other forever. We're nuts about each other.
This is our banter.
We joke with each other and we don't take offense. This is who we are. This is why we come on and do what we do. We're who we are. We're not
Oh, Swan's in Australia.
Yeah, we're not pretending.
Nice.
We're not. This is who we are.
Yeah.
This is our lives.
And
This is
everybody
who we
that's
are.
on here that comes to our event will tell you this is how we are. Kathleen said, I saw the Centenary University Creeper Gallery, haunted building, and haunted objects. We're not doing a creeper gallery. I think you might be talking about the.
Again, please don't listen to anything she says, because we are having Donna's objects at the Centenary University,
Centenary,
and
yeah.
it is sold out. So please let me read it and then react to it, because please.
Can we put him in your shed?
Do you realize
Swan?
what you just
Can
said?
we put him?
There
Yeah.
is no event at Centenary University with
No,
haunted objects.
at Creeper. I thought she said there was an event, meaning there was an event at the Creeper Gallery, but it's not. It's the haunted objects. So, hey, it's been a long day. What can I say?
On that note, put your hair back, please, and just maybe you'll. Yeah.
How's that? Is that bad to say?
For those don't know, John and Chris are awesome. Thank you for saying that, John. No, here's what for you new people that are watching. The buzzword around the paranormal these days is community. We mean what we say. We want to have a place where everyone can come and talk about all these different theories, all these different ideas, all these different methods, all these different beliefs.
Yep.
And talk with us, and we talk about them. You guys can interact. You can interact on our investigations and tell us, questions you want to ask or whatever. Our events we try to keep them affordable. We run a big convention in New Jersey in November that has all the TV people. We try to keep that affordable. Again, we've been in this paranormal field for a long time, and we very much believe in pushing the community aspect of it. And you guys have supported us, and we try to support you and try to make you part of this as much as we can. And we thank you for that.
Hi, Marianne. That's pretty cool, Swan, that you said his house was built in 1884.
It's an old house. So having said that, we will see you guys probably. We don't have an investigation this week, so it'll be Sunday or Monday. We'll see what happens, whatever we feel like. Probably Monday, but it could be Sunday night because we're not doing anything this weekend. We're going out tomorrow, but no investigation. Thank God we get a break. This one works me like.
Oh, we all know the true story.
Anyway, Tuesday, you are going to want to tune into the Creeper Gallery because you're going to want to see this thing. And if it works, trust me, mind blown. Ooh. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Have a good night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And please be kind. Kindness goes a long ways to changing a lot of things for people. So, good night, everybody.
Have a great weekend.